Senegal's defeat brought the interest of the African teams at the FIBA Basketball World Cup in Spain to a close. Beaten 89-56 by the strongly favoured NBA star-packed Spanish team, Abdou Badji, led what there was of the Senegalese fight with 12 points, 7 rebounds and 1 steal, and a strong performance at both ends of the court for the Senegalese. Joining us now on Skype to discuss Senegal, and indeed Angola and Egypt, is Jeff Taylor, basketball blogger who has been covering the World Cup for FIBA. Jeff, welcome. My first question, Jeff. Senegal's chances were written off before the game. Were there any positives to come out of a comprehensive defeat at the hands of Spain?
I think there were a lot of positives. I mean, the main positive to come out of the experience was experience itself. There is no substitute for experience at this level. And to be able to play in front of a capacity crowd in Madrid against a home team, it was a true David and Goliath matchup, no matter what anybody says. You know, in my opinion, there are only 2 teams that can win this tournament, Spain and the United States. So Senegal really had to come out and play a perfect game just to keep it close. Another positive, we saw the tremendous athleticism and the talent that is with Senegal. But the main thing is they gained experience, and hopefully Senegal are going to be able to build on this, take it into the African Championship next year, the AfroBasket, and have a strong AfroBasket. That's what they need. They need consistency, but the experience is the big factor.
Okay, Jeff. Well, all 3 African teams are now out of the tournament. What lessons do you think they can take back from this World Cup to make them more competitive in future?
I think first of all, the issue of organization, of preparations. These are things that the African teams already know, that, you know, you need to be together 5-6 weeks before a major tournament like this begins. You need to be supremely focused and concentrated. They're going to know that they need to have really good warm-up games to get ready for a tournament like this. But, you know, there's some things that really are going to be difficult for the African teams, especially the Senegals. Because, you know, they don't have a lot of players playing in the top leagues in the world, in the NBA, in Spain, in the top European teams. And I think what the lesson is these guys need to work hard. They just need to get to that top level. Gorgui Dieng of Senegal plays in the NBA. You know, he played in the college level. And maybe that's a good route for the African teams to take, is to try, you know, get their players into the top colleges in America. And, you know, and many do this already. But it's very difficult. And if they can't go that route, they need to try to play at the highest level in Europe. Now, this is something that they try to do. It's easier said than done. But that and the preparations and getting together. And again, there's no substitute for experience. So the more they experience this type of tournament, the better they're going to be.
Well, were there any players from Egypt, Angola, or indeed Senegal that stood out for you?
Yes. Yeah, without question, Gorgui Dieng of Senegal had a great start to the tournament. He's a powerful inside presence. When you consider he's new on the international stage, this is a player that Senegal will need to build around moving into the future. They need to make sure they stay in contact with Gorgui Dieng throughout the year and make sure that there aren't going to be any hurdles for him in joining up with the national team in the future. Ibrahim El Gamal of Egypt quite clearly was a good performer for this team. It's what they expected. You know, Egypt had some absences, and El Gamal really stepped up, but they were just completely overmatched in this tournament. But still, the Egyptians, and we've seen at youth level, they have a lot of good young talent coming up. And again, the experience factor is important. Angola, for me, are the big disappointment. Angola always show up at the big events and always, you know, come out and do, you know, they show up with high expectations. The one player that I would have suggested had a really good tournament was Yannick Moreira, the 2.11 meter center, 6'11" center. Still plays in the American college game, just 23 years of age, huge talent, somebody to watch in the future. But Angola, again, still looking to make their mark at the major tournaments.
Okay, Jeff, thank you very much. We'll move on now